Alright. Y'all, come on in here. Come on back in here. Come on back in here. Let me know y'all can hear me when y'all come in here. Let me see here. I'm good now. The share. Hit the share button. I had to share this to here we go. I had to share it to all my social medias and shit. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Come on in here. I shouldn't answer the goddamn phone. I'm good now. I shouldn't have, I thought it was an emergency. It wasn't shit. Look at my mommy and my daddy. My sister, my brother, and me. I was such a cute kid, and I'm still fucking beautiful. You got my dad, my mom, and me. I'm gonna see them later on today. But where was I? Where was I? Make sure y'all share the people, alright? Because YouTube don't like sending out notifications multiple times. YouTube be on that bullshit. They be like, we sent it out once in 10 days. Yeah, so anyway, while I listen to Alice Coltrane, where was I? What were we talking about? What were we talking about? Where was I, chat room, before I was so rudely interrupted? Where was I? Y'all remember? Hit the like button as you come back up in here. That'll let people know we're here. Where was I at, chat room? Oh yeah, the dichotomy of Kanye. I got all these different filters. Oh shit, what's all these filters, YouTube? I'm over here getting distracted. No filter. So we was talking about the dichotomy of Kanye. So Kanye is somebody who is, everybody is right. And I'm gonna start the video. I'm gonna start everything all over, honestly, because the other video I'm gonna delete. So we're gonna basically start over for the people in the back. For those of you who don't know, Kanye West had a rant that I posted earlier on YouTube. It's in the video section. This is obviously in the live section. And on his rant, he talked about everybody from the small hats to the white folks to the black folks to Jay-Z, and he did his Kanye bipolar kind of thing. And I love when Kanye goes on his rants, because everybody be mad than the motherfucker, and everybody that's mad is right. That's what makes it so interesting. Everybody that's mad about Kanye is right. He's a part-time fuck nigga. He is a coon. He is definitely a revolutionary. He's a trendsetter. He's a trend starter. He is someone you have to listen to. He demands attention. He's a great artist. He's made horrible music just like he's made great music. He likes white women, and that's a concern. Everybody's right. Whatever your issue with Kanye is, comes from an observation that is correct. Because he's a complicated nigga. But Kanye is somebody who, yes, I definitely listen to what he's saying. Because I grew up around crackheads and alcoholics and crazy ass family members. And I've learned over the years, that's why I have great chinny chin hairs. What's up, Ebony? What's up, Trade A? I've learned over the years that you can get wisdom from anybody. You can get some of the best advice from the biggest scumbags on earth. Just like you can be given bad advice from the sweetest, nicest, kindest people. Some of the worst advice I've gotten in my life was from kind people. Think about how nice the people were that told you to go ahead and get a college degree with no plan afterwards. I ain't talking to the architects out there. I ain't talking to the engineers. I ain't talking to the teachers, the ones who knew when they went to school they were going, the nurses. I ain't talking to y'all. The ones who had a plan after school. I'm talking about those of us, and those, not us, I had a plan too. I used my degree all the goddamn time. And you're speaking to a college graduate. But think about all the people who went to school who either graduated or didn't graduate and have a lifetime of debt and with no clear plan, and they ended up not using that degree or not using, and worse yet, the ones who went for 2.5, 3 years and didn't get the degree but still owe $70,000, $80,000 in student loan debt. You got that advice from somebody who was nice. Somebody who really did care. But that person that was nice and really cared was just passing on the best that they knew. And so it was stale advice that ultimately cost you more than it earned you. So I don't give a fuck about the messenger. I'm smart enough to understand, and I don't want to say, I'm not saying smart as in terms of better than. Smart meaning learning from my past mistakes and failures and earning these gray chinny chin hairs that you're never going to see me die. I love my fucking gray hair. I'm 42 with gray hair, and I embrace it. A lot of you niggas be trying to look young. Young looking and young thinking ass niggas. You got motherfuckers who 50, 60 years old still repeating what they heard, not what they know. And a lot of us as kids, we got that advice from nice people. People that we thought had our best, and they did have our best interests. Just like you can learn from people who aren't the nicest. People who are assholes, bipolar, drug addicts. You can learn from them too. People who are selfish. Sometimes you'll get the best advice from a selfish motherfucker. Appreciate that, Quan. Yeah, follow all the websites. Quan's put them in the comments. Breakthrough cards. I'm gonna do a reading on Kanye. I've done readings on Kanye before. I'm not doing one today, but I will do one pretty soon. But Kanye, to me, is a perfect example of this, because he rubs mostly everybody the wrong way, a little bit or a lot of bit. I don't know anyone that's ever said that they love Kanye and he's flawless. The people that I know that really love Kanye accept his flaws and accept the times that he's rubbed them the wrong way. The people that don't like Kanye tend to have taken something he said and use it as a reason to not like him. I'm not saying nobody's right. I'm not saying nobody's wrong. However you feel about Kanye, you have the right to feel. My only request is don't tell me, because I don't give a fuck. If you don't like Kanye, cool. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to tell you to like him. But if you come up in the goddamn comments or in the chat room saying, he did this and he did that, and where, I'm going to say, I don't like crying ass niggas. And what I notice, I don't even got to get this message to women, because usually when women disagree with me, they don't bitch and moan. Women be like, I disagree, or I see it differently, but I respect your point of view. That's what I get from women who disagree with me in these comments. From men, I get, you're a hater, you know this, and I don't like him because of that, and he did this, and he said that, and he wore a clean robe, and he thinks a white woman. Even if I agree with you, just the fact that you bitching like a bitch, I'ma disagree with you. Even on the points that we agree with, the fact that you voicing this with me, a grown ass man with my own thoughts, and you need my fucking thoughts to validate your dickhead ass opinion, I'ma disagree with you just based on you sounding like a hoe. You niggas are the worst. I don't even be getting that from women. Women to be like, well, I don't like Kanye because he dates a white woman, or because of what he said about black, but I respect your opinion. I can deal with that. I can deal with cats being like, you know what? I can't really fuck with Kanye because of wonty wham bonty bam. Cool. But you niggas, you just, Kanye's a coon, and how can you listen to him, and how can you, and oh my God, and he said this, and Dwan, I can't believe, it sounds like you're siding with him. It sounds like your mama raised a bitch. Real. Listen to some of that Donald Boyd. Places and spaces I've been. Yeah, nigga. But I like talking about Kanye because I think we have to get to a point as a people to where we can have a civil discourse and filter through what people say, even when we don't like them. As a matter of fact, especially when we don't like them. The reason why I could talk so masterfully about Jay-Z is because I've heard every fucking song he's ever released. At least 3 times. Some shit, especially the Blueprint 2.1 album, I've heard hundreds of times. But I'm not a fanboy of that nigga. And being someone who loves music and listens to a lot of music, I can hear in his music when I heard that before. 99 Problems with a Bitch Ain't One. Ice-T said that. It's just me and my girlfriend, Tupac, said that. And I'm the kind of person that I appreciate originals more than I appreciate copycats. And then I turn around and I watch, being someone who, if you talk to me about Jay-Z in 2008, understanding that he's a song thief and a line thief, I still like overall, because I think he's a dope ass artist. I still overall I still had a more favorable opinion of Jay-Z in 2007 Even though I had been understanding for a good decade that this nigga's a copycat, I still appreciated Jay-Z for what he had. The Kingdom Come album, when that Kingdom Come album dropped, it didn't leave my rotation for about 6 months. You did? But when I saw what he did over in New Jersey, when he so-called bought the New Jersey Nets and took them to Brooklyn, I used to like the Nets. Jason Kidd, Vince Carter, Kerry Kittles. Even though Kerry Kittles never got a chance to rerun that fade with Kobe. Not Kerry Kittles. That wasn't Kerry Kittles. That was Kerry Kittles. So that wasn't Kerry Kittles. This is the other nigga. Drawing a blank. But I'm not gonna talk about Derrick Coleman, New Jersey Nets. I like that team. And they have been trying to being a basketball fan. I know that they have been trying to move to Brooklyn since the 90s. And New Jersey Nets can never get over to Brooklyn because, So they brought in Jay-Z, a rapper who I liked at the time. And my first question was, how does Jay-Z team with Mikhail Prokhorov? I did my own background research into Prokhorov, and you get to see that he was basically a Russian mafia member. Why is the NBA letting this Russian mafia motherfucker even own a team with all he's accused of in Russia? And how does a nigga from Brooklyn get tied in with Russians? Russians are very racist and they're very ethnocentric. Russians only really work with Russians. Yeah, Chris Childs. Thank you, Jeff Smith. Chris Childs. That fight was Chris Childs. Just understand. I understand. Let me give you a little bit of how Dwan brains work. How my brain works. I juxtapose what I see with my understanding of how the world works. And that's how I check and balance things. Okay, I know I like you I'm a fan of what you do, but I also understand how this world works. So what role are you playing right now? How are you with this Russian? Russians don't fuck with us. I know you're a rapper, but they don't give a fuck. But okay, I let that go by. And then I'm like, okay, cool. The Brooklyn Nets. I'm not from New York. I don't know. I don't know the lay of the land over there. What's up, Vic? He said, grandmother give you Stevie Wonder and Marvin Gaye records. Do you have any recommendations? My favorite Marvin Gaye album is the I Want You album. That's my favorite. My favorite Stevie Wonder album is Songs in the Key of Life. Start there. Keep them goddamn albums. Don't give them to nobody. But Ben Frank said gambling. Yeah, so Jay-Z gets in with them. I don't know the lay of the land in New York, so I don't know the neighborhoods. I started listening. As much shit I talk about you New Yorkers, I listen to y'all too. And I listened to a lot of people from Brooklyn talk about how that, I don't know, I guess that where that Barclays Center is, used to be like some sort of shopping center or mall. That was a place that black people exchanged money and advanced economically in that center. From what I heard from New Yorkers. I was a fan of the move initially because being a basketball fan, it's always exciting to see a team move and get a new arena. And I'm like, man, I want to go to New York one day to see the arena, yada, yada, yada. But I started listening to New Yorkers. And I started listening to New Yorkers talk about, how sacred that land was to black folks in Brooklyn. So I asked myself, like, damn, dude, how could he displaced, like I'm hearing these black people talk like, damn, he did that. And then after the Barclays was over, I heard more and more black people talking after it was open saying that they weren't getting the jobs that they were promised at the rate that they were promised. And then I saw when Jay-Z sold the team, he got less than $500,000. I'm like, how? I've been listening to all your music. You talk about how much of a boss you are. I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. I park in my own arena. You got less than the value of the New Jersey Nets when you bought them was like $500,000. When you sold them, it was $2 billion, and your cash out was something like to the tune of like $420,000. What? Then I Googled how much is a box seat in the Barclays Arena for a season. To get center row, a box seat was at the time about $500,000. I was like, so you mean tell me someone who bought a center row box, a full not box seat, but the full box, invested more in the team than Jay-Z? This nigga's a puppet. That's what made me see from my own eyes, because I watched that whole Brooklyn Nets thing from beginning to end. And then when he got the title deal, I saw that title. I looked at the title. That was some company that was already in existence that basically changed their name and basically signed him as a front man. And again, I still like Jay-Z's music, but I watch how shit moves. I pay attention to the world that I live in. That's why I'm always on y'all about not being a fanboy. Don't be a fanboy of nobody. Pay attention to how shit moves. Pay attention to how stuff moves. So I was paying attention to how it moved. I'm like, man, so he sells his team and he cashes out for less than $500,000. Tidal is a company that already exists. He's putting his name on the front, just like Rock Nation Sports. Because remember, to buy into Rock Nation Sports, that's why he had to sell the Brooklyn Nets. So he cashes out for less than $500,000. I said, so this is a cheap fool. He sold his people out for that amount? A team that was worth about a half a billion when he bought them, $500 million. They're now worth over $2 billion when he's selling them. So he can't be the business person that he says he is. Then I did my own research into Rock Nation Sports. Again, a sports agency that was already around, but they needed a nigga face to it to make money like everybody else. And then I juxtapose that. Mind you, we dealing in 2014 years. This before Trump is president. Donald Trump has always been somebody I've never liked, but is at the same time very interested in. And I remember when Donald Trump filed his bankruptcy. I followed his last two bankruptcies really close. And I saw that bankruptcy that Trump had in the late 90s and the other one he had in the late 2000s. Each time he had to restructure his debt, he had to sell a percentage of his name. And so through Trump's bankruptcies, I saw that Trump doesn't own his own name. Trump basically licenses names out. He licenses his name out to buildings. And so those Trump Tower buildings, all this whole Trump estate, Trump stuff, that's Trump, because he did build a name and reputation on the East Coast of 5-star buildings and 5-star accommodations. So people with big money from Russia and Japan built buildings in Florida, in New York, and across the East Coast, and they paid Donald Trump a fee to use his name. I saw that paying attention to Donald Trump's bankruptcies. So I said, okay, Donald Trump is a puppet. He's not really that guy, but he has a name and a brand that big power money uses to name on their buildings. So when I saw Jay-Z doing the same thing, I was like, yo, this nigga is Trump. They get a face and they use that face. That's how big money works. Big money has a brand. The brand ain't doing nothing. They put a black face on it, or a popular face, a face that's branded in that thing, in that genre, and use that and give like the Jordan brand. Yeah, the Washington Commanders are going to do the same with Magic. Yep. Magic Johnson Enterprises. That's how a lot of America works. Just pay attention to the percentages. Jordan, for all the shoes Jordan brand sells, why did he just become a billionaire like 10 years ago? Michael Jordan should have been a billionaire in fucking 1992. George Foreman grill. That's right, Jerry. Because remember, the George Foreman grill was supposed to go to Hulk Hogan. You hear in Hulk Hogan, somebody said slander his will. Pick up a fucking book, man. I ain't saying nothing that ain't none of this information hidden. You can look up the sale of the New Jersey Nets and what Jay-Z cashed out. That's on the internet. That's public information. Back to what we're talking about. You go and look up Hulk Hogan. He talks about that in like one of his biographies. He's one of his biggest regrets was not taking the Foreman grill, because they came to the Foreman grill with Hulk Hogan first. He said, DiCaprio said, Google is real too. Right. And Hogan said his biggest regret is not taking the Foreman grill. George Foreman took it, and shit blew up. That's how these companies work. They use celebrities and put them on as owners, and that bolsters the brand. How do you think Trump can so-called own buildings and be president at the same time? He doesn't own the fucking buildings. He leases his name and naming rights. The same way Crypto.com don't own that arena. They own the naming rights of the arena. Staples didn't build the Staples Center. Philip Auschwitz did. The same person that used to own the Denver Broncos, the Denver Nuggets. And Philip Auschwitz built that building. And Staples Center purchased the naming rights. And Crypto.com played big bank, little bank, and took the naming rights. That's how this shit works. Jay-Z is a naming right. That's what he is. And then I saw Jay-Z, and we're getting back to Kanye, because Kanye mentioned Jay-Z. We saw Jay-Z, and again, I told you before, I've always listened to Jay-Z's music. Never was a fanboy. And through observation, I'm seeing these things happen. And then I saw Jay-Z's deal with, what's that? Live Nation. When he bought Tidal. Jay-Z signed and you can look this up, 2008. He signed a 10-year touring deal with Live Nation. $200 million. Matter of fact, I did shows on this 2 years ago. Look it up. On this very channel 2 years ago, I broke all this shit down. Y'all got, if you're new to this channel, you got to go to my videos. That first year I was doing this, 2020, 2021, I did a lot of breakdowns where I went in real detail over a lot of this shit. I ain't about to repeat myself. Let my track record speak for itself. So, Jay-Z, in the deal, got Live Nation to put the money up to purchase Tidal. Look it up. Y'all can hear me now, right? I declined that call. So, I started seeing how Jay-Z's business moves, and I juxtaposed that with his boss level rhetoric. And I drew my own conclusion that he's a blowhard just like Donald Trump. A mouthpiece for the true wealth that he represents. Thank you, Chris Vesey. The terms of his deal was in the Wall Street Journal. And guess what, C-Vest? The niggas that will call me a hater will never pick up the Wall Street Journal and read this shit for themselves. I read, see, for me, a lot of y'all be asking me, how do I be knowing so much? Not that I know a lot. I just, when things happen, I read it. I read the New York Times, the Washington Post, the Al Jazeera, LA Times, Wall Street Journal. I read these publications regularly. and I have a great memory, and I pay attention when I hear, like, if I hear the Shade Room announce a deal that now I signed, I'll read it and I'll catalog it somewhere in my mind. And so later on, when something happened, I'll be like, hey, but didn't that thing? And I'll pull it up. I learned over the last 5 years, when you get some good information online, make sure you print screen and save it as a PDF, y'all. Because they be changing these websites. They be scrubbing these websites. They'll put things under different hyperlinks. So when you find good information, print screen, save it as a PDF, and put it in a file on your computer and in your cloud. So when I find good information now, that shit's all on files in my computer, in clouds, on thumbnails. I save information everywhere. Emails, thumbnails, encrypted, non-encrypted, everywhere. And I ain't got nothing important. It's just like when I be finding tidbits of information on music, screenshots, yep. I got a whole file on screenshots. Like when I read something, if I'm on my computer and if I'm reading on my phone and I can't print screen, I screenshot it, email it to myself, multiple accounts, and I save information as I see it. I save information, and I encourage you too. I ain't people like Dwan. Don't be telling them. No. Fuck that. The powers that be are the powers that be. You can't do nothing about them. I stand in truth. And so I pass along the information freely. Save everything. If there's a news story that comes out in real time, save the real time stories. Save them. Do not wait on do not think that link is still going to be active that you bookmarked. That link ain't going to be active in 5 years. I promise, especially if it's some good information. That link probably might get changed up in the next 3 months if the information is real good. But you catalog shit and you pay attention for yourself. Don't listen to other people's opinions of what's going on. Listen to other people's opinion of what's going on and listen to other people's opinions, but draw your own conclusions. Don't draw my conclusion, draw your conclusion. Now, if I present you, my goal is to present you with enough information to where if you do ultimately agree with me, it's because I presented you enough information to make you be like, oh, okay. Not because I just said it. You dig what I'm saying? So you got to make sure that you save information. And I won't be here long because I'm playing the drums tonight, so I won't be here long. And Eve got a Twitter space going on I'm going to go on too that she has Professor Black Truth on. I'm going to listen to that. I'm playing the drums tonight with my boy Mike at a comedy show, but I'm be on the drums. And I'm hosting at Tariq's Museum tomorrow, the Hidden History Museum. I'm hosting comedy there tomorrow. And I'm presenting at an all-black award show tomorrow night too. I'm double booked. I'm presenting at an award show tomorrow, and I got a comedy show, and I'm on the drums tonight. Anyway, so when it comes to Kanye and when it comes to like Jay-Z, going back to Jay, I'm finishing this point on Jay-Z. When it comes to a person like Jay-Z, all of my conclusions I've drawn on him when I speak so confidently on him being they man when I see how he moves. And when I saw the way he went back to we not kneeling them, he did 444, made you niggas think that he's pro-black along with the rest of us because he saw how black folks have been trending since the Trump administration. We've been getting more and more in tune with the black empowerment. So he dropped 444 in 2018, whatever year that was. And then he turned around as soon as 444 was over with, he said, we're done kneeling. I got a job. So when it comes to Jay-Z, let the evidence speak for itself. Kanye is somebody who, if you go back to the rant he just had today, he even said in that he don't fuck with Trump no more. Because he realized Trump was using him. And there's certain people within the Trump administration that he won't fuck with if Trump is using them. He went at all them niggas that one of the Democrats. I'm the kind of person that I like when people speak truth to power. When people go at those with small hats, cause I know I ain't gonna call them motherfuckers out. I ain't saying shit. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I don't mention them motherfuckers. I don't want that smoke. And if you want me to want that smoke, fuck you, cause you ain't gonna pay my goddamn bills. I see it for what it is. And my goal is, if you can't see it for what it is, why the fuck are you following me? I can't be able to. Nigga. One thing about me, I don't believe in spoon feeding niggas nothing. I give you the information, but you draw your conclusions. But hell, when I see Kanye talking about them folks, you can goddamn guarantee DwannBrown ain't. People, you gonna hear somebody like, man, I can't fuck with Dwan B because he don't talk enough about the ooze. Well, fuck you. And I say that from the bottom of my heart. It's a lot of people out there talking about them. If you want information on them, go to them niggas. I ain't got nothing to say about them motherfuckers. You dig? I'm saying that off rip. Cause people, niggas out there be having some fucking nerve. They be like, Dwan, you an activist. You should be. No, I'm not no fucking activist. I'm a shit talking nigga that got my own goddamn perceptions on things, and I happen to be pretty goddamn good at talking about it. And so I come on this bitch and I talk shit. I ain't here to save nobody. You hear me? I ain't here to save nobody. Kiss my ass if you want me to. Nigga, they say when the plane is falling, I flew to Cabo San Lucas a couple weeks ago. You know what they told me on the flight instructions? If this plane is falling, nigga, put that, and the air mask come down, put your mask on first. DwannBrown is putting his mask on first and saving himself. All I'm saying is, I hope you listening to everybody's instructions and you creating your own exit plan, nigga. I'm making that shit very clear. Dwan ain't the leader. Listen to a little bit. I'm over brushing my hair like I got hair. Listen to a little bit of what I say. Listen to a little bit of what the next nigga say. Listen to a little bit of what the next lady says. And you draw your own exit route, nigga. I ain't saving shit. You might come to me to get saved, and I'm on a mushroom trip. Floating. The world is ending. And I'm like, for real? I'm listening to Michael Jackson. Fuck out of here. Anyway. Hell yeah, I might be on a mushroom trip. Don't come to me for no goddamn leadership. But Kanye did drop some real shit. It's pyramid. Kanye said that everybody's had his turn in America, and he's right. The Greeks had their turn. The Native Americans had their turn. The red natives. And he said the Moors was here, nigga. He said the black people were here. He said it's pyramids in St. Louis, yo. Ha! See, that's what I like about people like Kanye. Those of us who can listen to it, can just take the time out and discern information, we can hear that. And for those people that don't want to hear that, that's fine. Also, look, one thing about me, the people that can't take Kanye, I don't mind y'all. I get why. Like, Kanye has said so much. I can completely understand why people can draw the conclusion of, you know what? I'd just rather not deal with him. I get it. Again, it's just you people that be up in my comment section. I don't like him because he said this, and oh my God. For real, from my heart. My dad, he wouldn't allow me to respect a nigga bitching. My dad didn't let me whine when I was that age. My mom either. My mom would always say, I don't do whining kids. My mom and my dad, I think I was 5 in it. I was like 4 in this picture. I was like 4. When I was that age, my mom and my dad, my sister, my brother whooped my ass if I was whining. My sister would definitely goddamn Macho Man Randy Savage elbow drop my ass off the bunk beds if I was whining. My mom didn't take it, and my dad would fuck me up at this age. So you think I'm gonna take whining from a nigga with great chin hairs like some of you hoe ass niggas? I grew up with a daddy, nigga. And I'm not here to shit on nobody who didn't. It's not about none of that. But you gotta understand, I only got a certain tolerance. When you this age and you get fucked up for whining, you can't take nobody who's an adult doing it. Some of you niggas got every video game you wanted. And that's the problem. That's the problem. Some of you niggas got every toy, and every time you cried, your mama gave you what you wanted. And then you come around in my chat room and think I'm going to give you what you want if you cry like a bitch. And salute to the ladies. I don't get women that act like that in my chat room. The women that disagree with me, they'll politely disagree, and then they'll keep listening or whatever. They don't act like hoes. But you niggas, I disagree. Kanye said that he wore a black clan hoodie, and oh my God, I don't like it. Niggas sound like Becky's. Can't stand you niggas. So, Kanye and what he was saying today, what they were saying today is, talking about the niggas that blindly support the Democrats. I love hearing those kind of conversations. I love those conversations. I love it. And we as a people, we should be able to dissect what people say intelligently. We should be able to look through the people that we're supposed to like and give fair criticism based on their deeds. Not album sales. And also at the same time, don't be so hung up on the deeds that you miss all the actions. See that what do I mean by that? It's like how people in the hood treat the drug dealers. All because the drug dealer gives out turkeys on Thanksgiving and toys to the kids on Christmas. That's supposed to suddenly absolve them of their bullshit. No, I ain't saying that either. Just because a motherfucker, put some money on something here and there, we still watch how you gotta watch the totality of people's actions and weigh it. While at the same time, you can't be nobody's fanboy to the point that you miss the whole message. Yeah, but even Kanye went to the top of the mountain and opted out. Yes, That's another reason why I'm glad you brought that point up, dog. That's another reason why I respect Kanye. See, Kanye is looking at things from an angle that I can't understand. That nobody in this chat room, unless um who, unless I have motherfucking Snoop Dogg, Jay Z, who else been to the top of the mountain? Unless I have them in this chat room, nobody in this chat room can attest to where Kanye has been and the angle he sees it from. So I understand off top that I won't understand in totality of how Kanye sees it. Going down to him being with them white girls and his environments. Kanye's in a different world that I've never lived in. I've been around Kanye a few times, and as far as in the same club, met him at Staples Center a couple times in the back area, in the friends and family room. Back when Lamar Odom played for the Clippers, because that's when Chloe was married to Lamar, and Kanye and Kim came to a couple games. I met him then. But I don't know that nigga, and I love his music and I hate his music. He has music that I absolutely love, especially that good music era. That music of he was doing with Common and with himself, the first three albums. Other albums I didn't really like. I didn't really like Yeezus, but I liked Life of Pablo. I agree with him. I don't agree with him. Ultimately, I don't give a fuck. It don't matter to me who he dates and all that stuff. He's living life from an angle that I don't understand. I haven't been there. But I'm also not looking for Kanye to be my fucking leader. He's somebody that I'm going to listen to say things, and the stuff that sounds fucking weird and I don't like, I'm going to kick to the side and be like, this nigga sound like a dickhead. And the stuff that makes sense, I'm going to keep and muse. But I do like the fact that he's going at them. That rhymed. Go ahead, Kanye, because I ain't saying shit. Yeah, man. You did that with Silicon Valley back in May? Yeah, like... I've been in some circles, but I ain't been in Kanye circles. I'll tell you that much. I have not been in the rooms he's been in. So if he sounds crazy to me, he very well may be crazy, or he could also be speaking from a perspective that I have no basis to even understand from if I wanted to understand. Alright? There are no perfect messengers. Only perfect messages for those willing to pick up the game. So if you have 10 minutes of time to entertain yourself, go back on this video and watch Kanye and what he's had to say. And then we're going to be talking about it more. We might talk about it again tomorrow. But I got to go join this Twitter space. And I got to get on the drums tonight. Vic Firth. My favorite sticks. These are the Peter Erskine editions. This is the perfect stick for, especially when I'm playing quiet music. If I'm playing something that's quiet, then I use my Vic Firth Dave Weckles for my louder sounds. But the venue that I'll be playing at tonight is very small and intimate. So I'll probably be using these. Not these ones, these are my practice sticks. I got a brand new pair in my stick bag. But the size of the venue, I'll be using those sticks tonight. But I appreciate y'all. Go to DwannBrown.com. Book your readings. Again, it's end of the year. It's time to get your reading for the beginning of the year. You want to know what next year's going to look like. 8 of Hearts here. It's time to get that now. And we're still raising money on the GoFundMe for the documentary. We need to cross $10,000 by the end of the year. All right? Oh, you did a shirt? I made it myself. I might actually put this up for sale on my website. I made it myself. I could put it on my website. It's already done over there. But anyway, I appreciate y'all. I gotta go play the drums.